Hello, everyone. Today is December 26th, and I'm here to serve you again with a PowerShell automation. So, in this video, as the title shows, automation using Windows PowerShell. Usually, when you write programming, whether you write it on PowerShell or Windows command prompt, doing DOS kind of activity, batch scripting, or PowerShell or C++, Python. You could do it in a number of application and programming languages. You could do automation, but I'm going to show you on this one how to do a Windows PowerShell. In particular, I'm going to show you if I just make these videos, how am I going to help myself through Windows PowerShell script to automate this process to say that I want to open certain web page for the interface and then all the URLs that I need to demo, and then I'm going to go through that example, and you might just add your URLs there. So let's get started with this one. And basically, these are other videos that I have already done. I'm going to minimize this window here, and we're gonna go to the PowerShell script here. As you can see here, I open Windows PowerShell ISE. And then if I just open this browser by default, I have some connection. So I just want to say, well, if I want to just open certain URL on this browser, which is a Microsoft Edge, this one is automatically my default one. I also have the Chrome here. As you can see on the Chrome, I have open Zoom, which I'm recording, and I'm also having Python. And you can add that in any other ones, but normally I use one browser for this one, a Chrome browser for recording, and then the other one, Microsoft Edge, for the actual class that I'm going to teach in this one. And this one is a PowerShell script. As you can see, it has this comment section from line 1 through 9. These are a pound in front of it. So basically, it is saying that don't interpret these ones, ignore them. And then the purpose of this script is to store all the URL I need for my YouTube videos. And I put a note here, you can replace the URL for yours as you desire. Basically, if you have some favorite kind of URLs that you want to open, or maybe you're making also YouTube videos. So this video will help you just automate it. So every time you just make a video, let me show you how I do it. Maybe it's going to help you, maybe it's not. And if you have some comments that it helps you better the way you do it, then suggest that maybe I should use your way. But what I'm doing here is to automate it so I can make the videos much faster when I just start with it. So this is create a list of URLs. Basically, in PowerShell, you can create an array, and this is URL is $ URL is an array, an associated array, and this @ symbol meaning that it's an array of these elements. Each string is a URL. As you can see that I did not put the HTTPS protocol, so I put $ protocol ahead of it. Then I'm going to append those protocols together with the PowerShell items that I'm reading in a for each statement. So this URL is going to be just the 6 URL that I want to open when I just run this one. It is going to be youtube.com/MyWebUniversity, which is my YouTube channel. Then learn.microsoft.com English United States PowerShell. In this case, since I'm teaching PowerShell, I want to introduce you to Microsoft website that they have a lot of documentation, a lot of PowerShell related, including the website PowerShell Gallery. So I'm going to just open this page, and so I can show you further how you can just after this class, if you want to learn PowerShell, how you can learn it. At the same time, MyWebUniversity.com, as you know, is my secure web page. Since 2000, I have been building it, and I have been doing a lot of work on it, a lot of documentation, technical documentation, whether it's PowerShell, Linux, Unix, everything, Python, all of that one, videos, audio, text, technical documentation, just PDF. I have more than 32,000 PDF files on this site. At the same time, I have um, videos and audios that I will show you later. But the youtube.com, my web university in Farsi, is almost similar to this one, except this one is in English and this one is in Farsi. Since I was born in Kabul, Afghanistan, uh, back then when I was, and I finished high school in Habibi High School in Kabul, Afghanistan, and then I left during the Russian war when Russian invaded Afghanistan at the time. So I left Afghanistan when I was about 18, 19 years old. And then back then I came in and studied computer science. In 1987, I was in New York. I studied computer science at the City College of New York, and then I transferred from New York to California. So I finished my Bachelor of Science at Cal State Fullerton in '94, and then I just also studied my master's degree in Cal State Fullerton. I started around '94 fall, I believe it was, or early spring of '95. And then I finished it in '97 in 2 years and maybe one semester for my master's degree. But then I have been teaching computer science courses at Pasadena City College, at Cal State Fullerton National University, Computer Learning Center, as well as worked for the past 30 some years at the prestige companies. The last 22 years I have been working for Jet Propulsion Laboratory, NASA, and at that time, the last 8 years of it, I have been doing enterprise system analyst, and then before that one, senior system admin. I've done a lot of software engineering, a lot of programming, a lot of database, a lot of system administration, a lot of consulting for different companies, and a lot of teaching courses like Python, C++, Bash scripting, Unix programming, and everything at different companies and different schools when I was there. But I'm here to serve you, and I just want to provide you these resources, whether it's on my website or at YouTube. I have on this channel about maybe 1,600 videos that some of them are full course of 4 hours or 6 hours or 3 hours. So you're going to enjoy it. This video is just all about how to use PowerShell to declare an array, a list here, an array, associate array, and then you use a for each statement to traverse through the loop for this one. For each URL, you're just gonna do something with it. In this case, we're going to use the start dash process, which is a commandlet for PowerShell that the alias is a start. You could just simply write the start. It will work through the start dash process. And this protocol is this variable that is HTTPS. All of these pages are secure page, HTTPS. Secure meaning HTTPS is Hypertext Transfer Protocol. S for secure, meaning SSL certificate is installed on these ones. They're running on port 443, and the certificate is making all that page encrypted and secure. So no man in the middle attack there. I will also teach you a lot of cybersecurity classes later on, and I have already had some of them, but you're welcome to just watch my videos here and start learning from them. At the same time, I have a lot of documentation. Like this one is PowerShell PDF. I wrote the PowerShell Python program that translated about 1,757 PowerShell documents that was in command line on PowerShell that I translated to PDF, and I have it on my website. I'll show you that one as well. And this one, I'm going to open Google as a search engine in case if I need to just do another search. I don't want any kind of commercial or a kind of like advertising to just kick in the middle of my video, or some news that is on YouTube or Google or something. So I want to just open this one as the default page, then I can search through them. And that's how I want to just make sure that I have a clean way to just teach you something. So if I just teach you something about PowerShell, I want to just introduce you to my documentation on my website, as well as the source from the actual vendor, which is Microsoft in this case, because PowerShell is written by Microsoft.com or Microsoft Corporation. So this is the company that actually does Windows, and Windows PowerShell is a very powerful programming language nowadays. PowerShell is also supported in Linux, so you can run PowerShell. In fact, I have some videos that I already demonstrated how PowerShell is integrated in Linux, so you can use that one also, and I could demo that one as well. But you have seen this screen. If you're welcome, by this time, it's about 6 minutes or something that I've been talking. So you're welcome to just do these kind of scripting. All you have to do is change the URL there. The rest of them, the syntax is there. Syntax and semantic is basically has to make sense. So I'm opening these URLs, and it's going to do it. So without further ado, let's run it. So when I click on this button, it is going to run it. And right away, it opens a browser. It opens the URLs. Notice the way the documentation is written. Google.com is last, and YouTube at MyWebUniversity is first. So the way it works is that Google.com is last, and MyWebUniversity YouTube channel is first. Then after that one, if you see the URL the way I listed, the learn.microsoft is second and third. So the order, whatever the order that you put, this one from left to right on the browser will just open. So if I go to the first one, which is my YouTube channel, then you're welcome to just learn it. Recently I posted these videos. So if I go to the videos, yesterday I posted this one, Anaconda Navigator on Linux, and then I'm doing this Anaconda, for example, on Windows, I mean on Linux, on Rocky Linux, on Red Hat Linux, and then Windows. So all platforms. And then I have done it also on Kali Linux. So everything that I teach, I want to be consistent, that I could teach you. Like, for example, Windows system, I just cover sometimes Windows stuff, sometimes cover Linux stuff, sometimes a database, sometimes R programming language, sometimes Python. So it's all of them are available. You're very welcome to just keep learning, and then just do these things and enjoy it at zero cost to you. Some people, they pay a lot of money to just go to school or do it. This is college level courses that I used to teach, and then now I'm providing the same knowledge to you using just YouTube. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done. The subscription is growing, that's good news, but the views somehow is small. As you can see, on the views, videos, if I look at the videos, the most popular video is a year ago, which is like 15,000, only 15,500 or 600 views, and then some of them are at 5,400. It is still growing because people don't know about it, and if you share it, it's very, very appreciated, because by you sharing it, you care about your coworkers, friends, and loved ones, and that way you all get the knowledge. I have been teaching the shell scripting, bash scripting, Solaris, Linux. There's everything that you need to know is on this page. In addition, the documentation that this site that I have, MyWebUniversity.com, you can come on the YouTube channel of English version or 4C version. So the 4C version, if you click on this one, or just go on YouTube, the 4C version, if you click on this one, it takes you to the 4C. So that is just in for C. And you're welcome to just, if you speak for C, don't understand English, you're welcome to watch this one, and I speak in for C. So that's why it's much easier for me to do that one in my mother tongue. English is my second language, but I'm learning and then I'm growing with it at the same time. By teaching somebody else, you always learn something else. You have to make sure that what the material you're covering, you understand it in order to do it. So I want to just show you this page, learn.microsoft.com English dash EN dash US, which is stand for English United States, and PowerShell. So this is the page that you want to be in here. And notice that on this page, you have the overview of the PowerShell, setup for installation, sample scripts, and then a PowerShell gallery, PowerShell modules, and PowerShell on GitHub. Everything is here for you. You can see the developer resources, PowerShell gallery. So if you just say, well, let's go to the PowerShell gallery, for example, here, that's another web page that has a lot of stuff for you, including just to install modules and everything. Look at this. It just says search for modules. So it gives you Azure, for example, as an example. You could type in AZ and then, or Azure itself, you could type in, and it will just give you the thing that is fine with Azure, right? All of these pages are there for this. At the same time, like if you just say, what about for each that I'm doing here? Let's see if there's anything with for each. So there's most likely people use for each to do something, right? So they might have written a module here and there. You could just look for it. And then you don't have to reinvent the wheel. When something is already done, you want to just use that environment. So let me say that I'm going to do the search for each. It is not coming search for each. Let's see if PowerShell packages. Dash DB. I know that there's a dash DB package for database. Yeah, is here for some reason the other ones were not showing. So if you know the name of the package, like this one, it says the script executes command line commands in the .SQL script for a database, so you can run it in multiple instance. If you just click on this one, it tells you the details of it. This is how you install it. Like in PowerShell prompt, you type in install module dash name for each DB. So if I just copy this one, let's say I go install module and then dash name is for each DB. If I just go open a command prompt, a PowerShell here, let me just say, I'm gonna close this one so I open a new one just to show you. If you click on this one, this PowerShell prompt comes in. But notice that I'm not as administrator. So if I just paste that command here, most likely it's not gonna allow me to run it here. Let me just copy it again. Somehow it did not copy. I could just type it in, install module, or just copy it. Let's just copy it. So this is the command that you want to say install dash module dash name for each DB. That's the module name, the name of it. So I press enter, and it's gonna just have permission issue because I don't have the permission. Untrusted repository. Do you want to do it? And so the prompt me for yes or no by default was no. I pressed no. This time I'm gonna say yes. Go ahead and I trust it and go ahead and install it. Now it's gonna go through the installation, but it's gonna fail. See, you're installing module from untrusted. This one. and suspended this one. It just did not do anything. So look, notice that I'm because I'm on Anaconda base, I'm gonna just take it out from the Anaconda base here. So I by default I have it activated. So I'm gonna say conda deactivate, and then that would take me out of the base. Now I'm on PowerShell prompt. So at this time, I'm going to paste that command here and run it. You have to just watch what you're doing on these commands. So now if this command it was installed or not, I gotta check. If I had done it previously, it will just do that one. Let me just say, okay, I'm going to run the command, get dash command, and then store, and then put module. So notice that with just the module, then you can see there's a lot of them, right? There's function and then commandlet. So I'm interested on commandlet. So I could say dash type is a commandlet. And then you will get a list of only commandlets, right? Now, notice that here there's import modules, invoke names, and then remove modules and uninstall modules, new module. All of these options are there. There's a lot of them. And install modules also should be there with I somewhere there. And because we did the install. So if I just don't see the list, I do this list and it doesn't show it, I'm going to say why is install not there. I could just also do install dash modules like that, and then see if the list is there and it's not showing. So the command that we did was install dash modules. So let's see why the command when we did the get commandlet here did not show. I believe I'm going to just exclude the type. So I'm going to say install dash module. And then that whatever is the before that one or after, I don't worry about it, but I want to search for this one. And whether type is a function. So install dash module is a function. That's why the type did not match. If I had done this one with type is equal function, that would have worked. And you can see it this show up. So now if I just say get dash help, and then I want to say the for each example, and then I want to see also the dash examples with it. So this will just give you example on that modules, how to use it. But I'm not going to do that when I'm going to exit out of this one. This time I'm going to open a PowerShell as administrator. Right click on it and then say run as administrator. Notice that my prompt shell is going to be on Windows System 32. But again, I'm on the base. I don't want to be on the base. So I'm going to say conda deactivate. So I'm just there. You can also, if you don't use conda, you could just also take it out so it does not start there every time that you want to do this. So now if I just this time run this copy, and this is the administrator because I'm on the system 32 directory. This time it should go ahead and install that module. And it actually did already install it, the module, because I was able to do the help. Now, if I just want to say remove module, and then I just could uninstall it. So remove is not showing. Let's see why. And then I'm going to say uninstall maybe. If you search for it, it's easier to know exact name because there's thousands of uninstalled, thousands of them, and it might be uninstalled, maybe removed, but it was uninstalled. So now we installed it. And if we just reinstall it, obviously it gets installed. But this is not the topic of this video. I will just on the PowerShell gallery, I wanted to show you that this PowerShell gallery has all these modules that comes with it, and then you can learn from it and start working with it. At the same time, if you're just at the PowerShellGallery.com, you could get all this stuff, as well as go to the main program that I went here, and then right here, under PowerShell, you can see install it, PowerShell Utilities module, PowerShell DSC. Let me see, there was one for documentation that I could show you. It is somewhere here, yeah. Right here, PowerShell Gallery, overview, PowerShell module browser, a script. So this is a script, people write it, you can also check it. And then PowerShell module browser. If you're looking for all the PowerShell modules, you could do that one. But let me go back to the overview, see what's under the overview. Oh, overview is important also. So you could see what is PowerShell command line automation platforms, and then all these things that I'm just telling you that the learning is endless. So you could learn everything that you want to do. It's a lot of stuff. And then documentation of PowerShell here. You could just also go to that page and PowerShell documentation. And then at the same time here, let's see if we could just go to PowerShell on Windows, and then PowerShell on Linux. You can see here that I already did the PowerShell on Linux Ubuntu, and maybe Rocky and other ones, but install PowerShell on Windows, how to install it, and all that details. Mac, and you could run it now. So there's a lot of stuff here, right? You could continuously come and learn from it. PowerShell Gallery. Let me see if. So let's say I'm using this URL for the first time. So let's say you come in on the PowerShell.org website, and then you just say, what is in PowerShell.org? There's a lot of stuff here that you could just go browse. But that is not what I'm going to do on this video. I'm going to actually just decide on this page right here. So I wrote this one PowerShell documentation for PowerShell. So let's say you're looking for, like, okay, Wahid, you did this one about 1,700 pages of technical documentation, which are all PDF format. So if I just come in Control F and I say get-help, then you see this PDF file is there. And then I just give credit to MyWebUniversity, my Python programs, and which are free PDF libraries, and the PowerShell commands that are here, the commandlets that are there. So the whole thing is in a PDF format, but this is a get help. So if you see that this page is about 14 pages, 14 pages is not enough to learn PowerShell, right? So how do I get more help? If I just didn't know about Microsoft page and all these documentation that are out there, I could just use one page of Get Help to look for Control F and look for any HTTPS. So notice that this page comes in, one page, and it says that you can go to HTTPS link ID number this. So I say, okay, let's copy this one and paste it here. And then we just go there. Now, that one, it took me, let me just paste it correctly on the URL. I might have done it I'm going to do it right here. So I paste that one. Oh, there was a typo, right? So if I go back here, google.com, and then I want to just paste it here, notice that there's a parenthesis here that I copied. So make sure that that is not there. Now this link ID at Microsoft opens. So here you can see that it is a Microsoft website, Windows PowerShell, Learn PowerShell, all of these tools are there. long-term description, everything. So at the same time, I could just say, remove all this thing, just go to the English PowerShell page. Now I'm on PowerShell page. And then inside here, you can get more information. So if I just go back to the PowerShell gallery and then look for documentation here, and then on the documentation, notice that you have all the documentation that you can think of. And then now I can say, okay, let's see if I can get the get dash help here. There's also a PDF version of it that you could do that one. PowerShell documentation. So at this time, I think this is the version information, not searching by filter like that. There must be a search afterward when you go to the documentation. Let's see where I find that one. There, just overview, documentation, product documentation, and then, okay, so they have it based on the product. I want to get it under Windows servers is there. And then you can see that this documentation is for so many things. Internet of Things, Windows Insider program, Windows Server, IT tools. So the more you use them, the more you're familiar with it. And then learning PowerShell, if you want to learn PowerShell 101, all of that, look at the details that are there, right? Introduction, you could just come in and start learning almost like a book to follow. So the options are limitless. At the same time here, if I just go back here and say, well, Wahid, you provided this PowerShell PDF files. If I just search for get that process, will I get help? Yeah, obviously. You could do this one on the PDF and you can just get all the PDF files. And then at the same time here, Control F, get dash command, then you search that one and then you click on it. But if you're on a Windows machine and you want to run the program, basically it is just as simple as that. You just go on PowerShell and then run your commands there, right? So in this case, if I just want to say get dash process, I could get my process and get a dash command and then get all the commands. There's thousands of them, right? Get dash command and then I say dash type and then I want to say modules. Let's see if anything is with modules. Get dash command, get dash module, I think maybe is the name. And dash module. Let's see. Get dash command, and then we say module, and then that will give you a list of them. Then function, and then publish install function commandlets. So this is all the list of them. See if we just look for everything with type of commander. So this is like all the commands that are coming with that has the string module there. And then if you want to get the functions, obviously you just type as function. And then there's a lot of different types. If you say get all of them, I don't care whether it's a function or type or anything, we could just get everything here. And then now if you say how many are there, say measure object. Measure dash object will be equivalent to tell you it's 42 of them. But if you say get dash command itself and then do a measure dash object here, and that would say 7,841. And this minus L would give you just a number, a line number. The other ones is giving you more objects, and then you can also shorten the measure dash object to just a measure. Notice that here I did the measure, it's the same thing as measure dash object. Because get dash alias measure, you can see it is pointing to measure dash object. Similarly, if I say get dash process and then clear the screen, and PS is just symbol, alias for get dash process. So if I say get dash alias, you can get all the aliases. And then if you just say get alias measure minus L, you can see there's about 144. So get dash alias for the directory command is get child item. Get for ls is also child item. For PS command is get dash process. So you type in PS or get dash process is the same. dir or just ls is the same. And then get dash child item is the same as dir. So all of those ones, they take argument here. Why am I showing you these ones? Because I just wanna, let me close this one. I just want to show you what are your options on the Windows PowerShell if you just write a script here. So the script that I showed you on this one is very easy. All you have to do is change a URL, and if you say instead of google.com, let's just open something else. Let's say python.org. Python.org. And then you just close all of this browser here. This time you just save it and then run it. It is just opening now. Python.org is the last one. And if you want to add something to it, and just come into this array and then say comma, and then press enter, and then just say numpy.org. But be careful, because when you're adding these URL has to exist. And so if it doesn't exist, it's not gonna open it. But if it does exist, like NumPy, it does, and then it comes in. So if you're looking for NumPy, and then you say, well, what about pandas or something else? You can come in here and then go, and then it takes you to pandas.pydata.org. So one documentation could lead you to another documentation. At the same time, if you just say, well, this is good, I like this one, but let's just do something similar on Linux Ubuntu to use PowerShell to see if that works. So let me show you something here. I'm going to just open my, because we have a little bit of time, I just want to kill it with this demo here. Otherwise, the video, you're not learning too much on it. And this is going to help you as well with PowerShell on Linux Ubuntu. So let me log in first. The power of programming is coming with either Python or PowerShell, or Bash scripting is also good. I mean, you could write Bash scripting and everything. Then, but a lot of the tools you just want to do it is there. So which PowerShell, this binary is already there. File user bin PowerShell. You can see it's a symbolic link to OPT Microsoft PowerShell 7 LS long-term support PowerShell LTS. So this one, if I say PowerShell dash version, is going to tell me that it's 7.4.2 is running. So if I want to get into PowerShell, I just type in PowerShell. Now I'm getting into the prompt of PowerShell. So even though I'm on PowerShell, the power of PowerShell is that I can do Windows PowerShell commandlet on this one, as well as Linux commands. So if I want to run the PS command, notice the PS command is a Linux command. If I want to do a who command or clear screen here, ls -l command, date command cat minus n etc os dash release. All of these ones are Linux commands, but I'm inside PowerShell. At the same time, if I say git dash process, then I could just get the Windows PowerShell. If I do a directory, I get a directory like ls minus l, right? So if I say ls, it's gonna go there, directory slash dash dash recurse or something, whatever argument I could do it, whether it's PowerShell of that one or this. But let's say I do something like ls here, that we did this one, clear screen ls, and that's there. If I want to just do a word count on it, I could do word count minus l. Notice now this command is part of Linux, and then word count minus l is also a part of Linux, giving me the number of lines here. But at the same time, if I say dir, that's a Windows a PowerShell command. However, it is running that command to just give me the print working directory of this one, right? So on this directory, it says I have that many files and other ones. So if I say dir and then do a word count minus l, notice that this command was PowerShell. This command is Windows, Linux command. So instead of this one, if I do a measure command, measure, then I could get the same, notice the number is different. The number is different because some of these line numbers, on one of them, it counts all these line numbers that are different there. This is 1, 2, and then maybe later on right here 3. So just one of them is just adding it, so it gets larger numbers there. So at the same time, if I say cat minus n etc os dash release, notice this is about minus n, meaning that show me line numbers. So this is about 12 of them, right? It does not have any blank lines. So if I just say word count minus L, it should say 12. The same thing, if I say measure dash L, it should say 12. And then if I just do a word minus measure minus word, and the number of words is 29. So if I say word count minus W for number of words is 29. But if I want to read the number of characters minus C, for characters, it says 417. Now I say measure is this. So notice that measure, it is reading a little bit more. And then measure dash object, you have to pay attention to the details. A measure dash object is the same value because the alias, get dash alias measure is pointing to get measure dash objects. Okay, so there's a lot of tools here, but let's see if I have any PowerShell script here. So if I say find dot minus name, I'm doing the Linux command, star.ps1. Inside here, I know that I may have something under one of these packages, but notice that because I'm on the Windows home directory, there's a lot under the Debian. So I'm not gonna just let this one go forever. I'm gonna just say cd to programs and then cd to ps1. So now I'm on ps1 here. If I say ls minus l, it's one script that I just did this one today for the same script that I showed you on Windows. Then I'm going to be say uname dash a. Oh yeah, I am on the etc os dash release. I'm on Ubuntu. So I have that one also here, but let's look at the equivalent of Ubuntu, and then I say cat minus n, and then I just say automate and press tab. Notice that this is the script here. So instead of cat and display it, I want to just open VI and then maybe reduce the font a little bit so it is not too big for you. Yeah, like that is good enough. And then I'll just try to fit it on one screen. And then this time, clear a screen and then cut that file. And then notice that it's 24 lines and my prompt is back. So it's fitting perfectly good with this one, right? So now what am I showing you here? Let me just move the zoom a little bit down. Okay. So here, this script is saying that when you want to run this script from command line, just load the interpreter PowerShell. This env is binary, user ben env. If you want to write a Python program, just replace this PowerShell to Python and then write all the code to match Python. If you do it in Perl, do the same thing, Perl here, and then the line number 3 to down all the way to Perl. The same thing with Ruby, same thing with any other interpreter, Bash, ZSH, C shell through C shell. So this env is a binary. So if I say which env, you can see it's under user ben env. If I say file env, that's telling me that clear screen file which env. Notice that if I say file env, it's not going to say know the path. So I have to help it say file user ben env. Now I found out the path. It says it's an executable link format, 64-bit. So that is how you know that when you're loading an interpreter, you have to have the first line of that script saying that load PowerShell. And then this is document like these other ones. But notice here that protocol is exactly the same. This syntax is exactly the same as the Windows, except the command that I'm doing over here. And instead of start dash process or start, I'm using xdgn dash open. This is like opening a browser. And then the nice thing about xdgn is that it's lightweight. And Firefox, if you do it, it's going to open one screen at a time. And then xdgn, it puts each one of them next to each other with tabs, delimiter. And this is the protocol. So I'm putting proto and $ piece item. So within the for each statement. And then right here, you could also do greater sign dev null. So if I want to just demonstrate only, let me just do this and say tail -5. So this is just showing me the last 5 of that one. And so at this time, I say only run the command from the command line to test it. In order to test these tools, you have to just say, well, what does this syntax means? This syntax means that it's going to open xdgn and the URL name that comes in from the for each loop. And then this greater sign saying that send the standard input to dev null. So the output of the error is going to send there, and then 2 greater sign $1, meaning the standard output, also send it to the same dev null. So the same one of them goes there, and then let's see if that syntax would work. So you say xdgn dash open, and notice that I already have tested it. So the command is like, if I want to open Google, greater sign dev null to greater sign $1, I press enter here, and it should go and open a browser and open it for me there. And then if I just replace Google, let's say to another shorter name, nasa.gov, it's going to open nasa.gov website. So whichever one you're looking for, imagine that if you're learning how easy it is to just go visit the website and then go and start learning. Similarly, for example, if you come in here, Jet Propulsion Laboratory, where I work at, jpl.nasa.gov. So I could just come in at the website and start just exploring and learning it and study and watch everything, all the videos and audios. So under the gallery, this is the actual facility, the building in the lab, JPL, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Then on each of these buildings, I have been there for the past 23 years or 22 years actually. So you can just see that these are like a lot of good stuff with space, robotics, and data science and artificial intelligence. Anything that you can name on technology, it is worked there, or people have been exploring, or they're mighty things, as we say. So right here, if you see under the galleries, you can click on galleries, you can watch videos. And if you just go on the videos and start looking at Mars rovers and all the Saturn, Cassini, Jupiter, all the projects, there's all of them are there, right? So whether it's Mars rover or MSL or uh, uh, there's a lot of them. Just let me just close this one. I'm going to just show you more by running that script. So let's see that script, what it say, cat minus n automation, and then I don't want to do tail, and then we see that 29 lines. So if I want to just say, okay, go ahead, open Python, NumPy, and Zoom, and MyWebUniversity.com and this. So for C. So all I have to do is say run automation.com. This one is going to just fail because I just did not run it correctly. Automation and then tab it. So it's gonna just open, look, it's gonna open all of them in one shot uh, next to each other, the tab or there. So the last one was Google is put here. And if you search on Google, obviously it works. So if I say PowerShell and then or PowerShell gallery or PowerShell commands, everything is working here, right? So now I close this one and then I say, what is this one? Python.org. And then if I want to go to documentation or something, it's there. And then I close this one, and then what is this one? Is Zoom. So I'm not recording on that one. I could close it. And then what is this one? Is YouTube channel. If I want to just learn under the playlist, all of these videos are there for you to learn, whether you're learning MySQL or PowerShell on Windows or this. So under the Windows, there's a lot of PowerShell stuff. But under the videos, you can just find out a lot of them. You can see there's so much Windows subsystems, MySQL, Python, RStudio, from zero to hero, these courses, and then a lot of them. Data frame, what data structures of R, Boolean logic and Boolean algebra. Al-Khwarizm, this is Al-Khwarizmi, which is the father of computer science. Back in the 9th century, was the British, the Persian mathematician that he actually come up with algebra, al-Isab, and then the algebra or Isab was this, we were studying in the school and elementary and basically in intermediate level schools and even like some levels in college. But college mostly was calculus and pre-calculus courses. But here, Al-Khwarizmi just his name is algorithm. Al-Khwarizm, which algorithm was derived from Al-Khwarizmi, because he said everything you can do it is in terms of math and calculation and the steps that you can carry on to do some computation, finite step of instruction that you can do to carry on a computation is algorithm. So this is object-oriented programming. There's a lot here. Debian, this is like maybe PowerShell somewhere here. Yeah, these are all PowerShell, but maybe one of them has PowerShell on Linux. Or yeah, here's before integration. So PowerShell before integration, everything was like Bash versus PowerShell. Now PowerShell is integrated. You're inside the Ubuntu or Linux or Red Hat. You could run these commands interchangeably. So now they're integrated, Bash and PowerShell. There's no versus anymore. You could be on one and run the other commands also there. So there's a lot here, right? So I'm going to just close this one also. And this one, what is it? MyWebUniversity. So the name right here somehow is a typo. It did not go there. And then the way you corrected it, correct this one is like now, let's say it comes back here. Now I say Vim and then open this process, the program. So one of them, mywebuniversity.com, was not opening. Let's see if I have a typo somewhere. Mywebuniversity.com. I think that this was the page that was coming with the error. Let me just rewrite this one. I'm gonna say, even though I see it, it's not a typo. I'm gonna type it mywebuniversity.com. It is the same number of a string. Let's see if this time it opens it or not. So I'm gonna save it and then I rerun it again and then see if the page loads up or not. So that's the python.org, which we know, and so my web university, YouTube at my web university in 4C. Maybe the my web university in 4C is a typo, or it is no, it's taking a little bit longer to just load it. So that was okay. And then the next one is Google, it's okay. And then my web university on YouTube is good. And this was, I believe, the one. Oh, so notice that it did not load it. HTTPS, so HTTPS www.mywebuniversity.com. If I just copy this page, if the website is down, most likely that will cause the problem. So the way I tested it's coming with that same page, it comes out. So somehow it is not opening it on that software. If I just don't get it open, let's see if I just close all of these ones and then say, just open only that page. And so I say xdg dash open and then just that page, paste. And if you don't do the greater sign and that one, it is coming to www.com. It is okay. This is Firefox. Firefox is having something with the connection not secure, even though the connection is secure, because Firefox is very restricted. So you can see the lock is here is okay, and Microsoft Edge is very lean, but connection is secure. I know this side has a valid certificate, and this is my certificate. And the certificate timestamp is all good until April 7 of 2005. So Firefox is complaining about something that should not complain. This is an issue with Firefox. But let me just see if I can open it using, you see, I'm using it XDGN, and it is opening it. But let's see if I could say if Chromium is installed on this one or not. So I could say which Chromium dash browser. Normally browser. So if the Chromium browser is not installed, I can become root here and then install it. So I'm going to say apt search Chromium to see what is the name that matches Chromium. Notice Chromium is there. It might be Chromium dash browser. There's dash server, and then let me just type in that command, clear screen, and then do that browser, and then I say grep -I browser. Browser. So if the name matches, yeah, Chromium dash browser is there. So I could say, go ahead and do app search Chromium dash browser, one word, and that is going to find it. Browser, yeah, it finds it browser. I mistyped it previously. So instead of apt search, I'm going to say apt install. So that is going to install Chromium browser. Because I did not provide the -y option, it's going to just prompt me, say, I found it, do you want to install it? And say, it actually didn't install it without -y. So that's good. And so now I do this search, and then it says that it's there. Notice that if I go say which Chromium dash browser, this one browser, this is going to give me the path here. So that means it is installed. If I say file, user ben Chromium dash browser, it is just a POSIX shell script, ASCII text executable. So let's see, we say word count -l, ben exclamation. So this command says, give me a line number, how many line numbers are on that script. It says it's 70 lines. So if I say cat -n, bang $, this bang $, means that the last argument to my previous command. So that's what shows you that line. And this is running in KDE, Plasma, and all of that, running all of this, so you can see the content of it. The scripting and automation is so cool now. This is already an app, so we could say Chromium dash Chromium dash browser, and then I could say HTTPS and www.mywebuniversity.com. So if I just open that one and through this one, it says permission denied. Why is it not supported? Oh, as root. Yeah, you have to log out as root, and then you cut and paste because it doesn't make sense to run a browser as root access, and then if it is compromised, it is bad. So now this time it's loading it. Let's see, Chrome is good with Firefox versus Firefox. Then you know that why sometimes when you test these browsers, you have to make sure that if it is a restriction from the browser side, then you could just check it with multiple browser, Opera, XDGN, Chromium, Firefox, all of those ones. So I'm just trying to load it right now. It is taking a little bit time, but let's see what is my script that I wrote here. What was it? I did Chromium HTTPS www.mywebuniversity.com. Yeah. So the page is loading, but it is taking forever. You can see here this just that. Anyway, if you're on the PowerShell right here, let me show you on the PowerShell. When you do it from the command line, you could say on the deactivate. That's annoying to you guys, but I love to code, and so right here you could say start and then HTTPS www.mywebuniversity.com. So that will just open this URL for me. Since it's already open, most likely I can close all of this and say, okay, just run it again, and it will open only that one. You can see it works, and the URL is secure already. So this just on the Linux is a little bit more restricted. Maybe the firewall, I have to do the firewall things, and then usually on Ubuntu you do OBF, OBW, Ubuntu firewall. Let me OF Ubuntu firewall. UB Let me just type it in. My fingers are gonna work much faster than how am I thinking? Okay, so right here, and then I'm just out here. Well, the way you could check it is like the Ubuntu firewall, and then list. This will just give you the list of the firewall, and then I could enable it and disable it, but I'm not going to work on that one anymore. And I'm going to close this one, and then shut down this also. So when you're done with some work, you just log out here. Say log out. This is how easy it is to log out of virtual machine, and then as you log out, you have to power it off. So I'm going to say power off here, and then power off. And so that's gonna take me take it down. And then once this one is done, basically we're done for the video. But I want to show you one more thing with Python, maybe another program. Since I'm talking about this topic of automation, let me show you what I do with automation on my videos. So now we have made the video. I just like to just make a thumbnail for this one through automation, right? And but I'm using a Python program. So let me show you what I did here to just maybe it helps you also. If you need to make like thumbnails that you like to do it, obviously the design is up to you, how you do it and which one you like better and how you could make it really nice. That's up to you. So I did get this desktop from my desktop here. This one I just copied. I said next here, next screen or something, right? Next stuff. So I did copy this one, and then once I did that one, I put it here, and then I put this text, and then I got this one from public domain, the PowerShell. So I put all of them together, right? Now I have it there. Make sure that when you just get an icon or logo, make sure on Google or unsplash.com, unsplash.com is our free domain. But if you're searching for anything, make sure you just search for public domain and free for downloads. So bing.com has a lot of them, and then you could just get them from there. But be careful not to just get something that is not under license agreement. So make sure it's public domain when you get it. And these icons are just everywhere. You can get it on, even from here, you can copy it there. But this thumbnail, I did it. Now I have to just use Windows snipping tools, right? So I type in snipping tools. I say, okay, go ahead, get a copy of this one as a thumbnail. But notice that I have the other ones. So I'm not gonna do this one. I'm going to move this one out of the way first. You might not see my Zoom and you say, what are you talking about? The Zoom was on top of it. That's why this thing, when I just wanted to copy, if I just do this one again, let's say now I don't have Zoom, so I could just say snipping tool and then just get this one. And now I could say new. And then at this time I could just say copy and then copy all of this and just take a screenshot of it. And then now I say save as, and then I go to my directory generic. And then since I did these two already as a thing, I'm gonna move this thing out. So I only have the one that I have not generated. But before I move this one out, I want to just show you what I do with this one. So I say this one is automation, YouTube. And then I could say call it PowerShell or whatever, and just that way I know the name of the file. Since that name is extension is .jpeg, that's my Python program reads the JPEG file, and that's going to save it as JPEG file. Now I can close this one and minimize this one, and then at this time I'm going to open the command prompt. And then on the command prompt here, let me just go to the directory where I have cd to demo programs, and then instead of Python, I'm saying generic. Demo images, and then generic, and then that's the directory. I have all the files. So earlier I created this other one with the Linux command line bash. So if I say start en underscore Linux and then do that one, it's going to just open the file, which is somewhere here, maybe already open. So that's the one that is with bash. If I just close this one and do the same thing again, it's gonna open it. Actually, it was there already, and then it override it. Okay, now it's not there because I have done a lot of application. It normally it opens it. It just goes on the background here. So you just have to open it and just say, oh, okay, this is the one that it opened. It just goes behind this thing because there's a number of other things that I'm not. Maybe I'm not using this tool. Some of them I could close it. So let me just show you the one that I'm not using. Here I could close this one, and then there's anything else here. Yeah, I need all of these ones. So I could close the stuff. Like here I was just doing some backup for automation of the system. So my backup just completed there. And then this was the script that I was doing the backup. It's a lot of files that was done here. I will just jump back here and say, okay, so I did that one. Now let's see, I'm going to move everything with bash to already done because I post that one. Now on this directory, pwd directory store.jpg, I only have one file at this time. So inside here, I have a program called .py, which is called thumbnail underscore image. Let me just show you that file. If I say more on thumbnail.py, you can see this script is there. So let me just open this one, and instead of doing more, let me open it in code. So you could say code. Visual Studio Code will open it, and then you can read it better. And that way, I will show you what is this script all about. So this script, it says to generate thumbnail for a list of images. Whatever the list I come with 1 or 10, I just read from this directory, C drive, and this is the image size that I want to do it. This Python program, it loads that from tel import image. And then once I do that one, I also import OS. Then I declare my image size to be 1280 720. That's what kind of a tuple that is height and width of it is allowed. Actually, width and height is allowed, and then basically for YouTube channels. So the width has to be 1280 and 720 the height. So that's the default one. And then I say, okay, get the file OS list loader, then get the image path. In this case, whatever is the image path, I get it into the files. Then I put the extension of .jpg and then use the lambda function to do that one. And then now I have the image file name. So the image file name, then I go through a for statement for as many that it finds on .jpg extension file. Since it's only one, it's going to do only one at this time. And then generating thumbnail, then it goes to the path, split the image and the background. One of them has the file name, the other one is file extension. It just split it into a tuple. So the file name and file extension is going to be used here. And then as I open the image open right here, then I do a thumbnail, the image size, and then image.save. After I convert it, I save it to tn underscore. And right here is tn underscore and then the file name dot extension. So whatever was the file name, I just, when I do it, I just do save it there and then show the image on the screen so you could see the file that I just converted and then right there. And then if there's any exception that comes in. So now you saw the script and let's see if we could just run it and show you how that works. So I could say directory store.jpg and then the file name that I want to run is Python thumbnail. So I say Python the thumbnail, and then this one is gonna read this file and is gonna create a file with tn underscore and the name of the file .jpg, and then it opens it on the screen for me to look at it to make sure it's good. So since it already opened it, it's on the background here, and then that's the one that we just need to post it. So imagine how easy it is through automation to just create a thumbnail that you want to do it. Every time I want to do 10 of them, it just does it for me. So all those 1,600 video that I made, if I just did not, automate it, it would be like very, very kind of tedious to do, and I would not be able to finish it in a short times to do that one with all the things that I'm doing for you guys to just help you out. And hopefully you will help out others once you learn it. I hope you can do that one. So now I have two files, .jpg. One is the actual file. Then notice the actual file, the file is bigger than the thumbnail because I converted to a smaller size in there. And this extension is still a JPEG, right? So you have the file here. Now I'm going to just say that when I posted it, I just used that one with the one that is here. So if I just close it now, notice there's none on thumbnail here. This one is PowerShell, this. So then I just copy this line text here. And then when I'm done with the video, I post this one from the Zoom. I just copy this line as a title of it, and then I posted it with this thumbnail on the background, and you will learn it. So if you just need to just look at this screen, I'm going to leave it open. For those of you who are Python programmer, you could just, you're welcome to just use this code, borrow it or wherever you want it. And if you want a copy of it, maybe you could request, I could put it on my description or something, but I don't know if you need it or not. And that's something that you have to tell me. But now the video is available, and then the URL is there, everything there. I'm going to just end this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope you subscribe to our channel and then learn from it and help yourself. Take care. God bless you all. Have a nice one. Bye-bye.